Hello, and welcome to Specialist Lending Solutions Television in association with Roma Finance. I'm Owen Thomas, Editor of Specialist Lending Solutions. Joining me today are Nick Jones, Commercial Director of Roma Finance, Harry Landy, Managing Director of Enterprise Finance, and Joe Aston, National Sales Manager at Vantage Finance. Thanks very much for joining me, everyone. So, in this series, we're talking about the evolution of the high street and how it's going to affect property finance. Something that's been rather a hot topic politically lately has been permitted development rights. The government has come under some pressure on its plans and has had to ensure there will be adherence to national space rules by those using the permitted development rights. But we're finally getting some details coming. So Nick, what exactly are permitted development rights and how are they changing?
So permitted development rights are essentially a scheme created by the government that allows an investor to extend or renovate your home without the need for full planning permission, which is certainly something which has been of huge benefit to investors looking to grow their portfolios and to expand into more commercial as opposed to staying in the residential. From the 21st of April, unused commercial buildings will be granted a new right to convert it into homes via a fast-track prior approval. Councils will only be allowed to turn down applications on very limited grounds as opposed to what it was before. So things like flood risk, noise pollution, inadequate natural light, etc. as well. So the homes created will have to meet the national space standards, as it were, as well. This makes opportunities and certainly creates more opportunity at a speed of change, hugely more appealing to property landlords and investors as well. So, if you have a look at some of the opportunities for investors over the last sort of 12 months, the number of UK applicants converted or applications to convert offices into resi lifted 12% in the last 12 months. To 459 in the last 3 months as well from last September. So according to the latest figures from Land Registry, there's certainly a big lift in these types of applications. And we're certainly feeling a lot of those applications at Roma Finance.
Joe, from your point of view, what do you think this means for landlords, investors and developers who are potentially going to be using permitted development rights?
I think it's, using a sort of PDR scheme is no new thing. Actually, the ease of access now is going to prove to be very attractive, I think, certainly to your experienced landlords and developers. People that have got prior experience, that's fantastic. And that's what the lending market is looking for, people that can deliver on these schemes and ultimately see a long-term exit out of it with successful tenants in place and a return on investment for the borrower. I think what we're probably going to see in my mind is professional landlords, people trying to take that next step within their property journey, using this ease of entry into something like this as a sort of foot in the door into the world of development. So I think we're going to see a lot more a volume of borrowers looking to do their first development or refurbishment scheme by using the sort of new PDR fast track process. So I think we're going to see an increase across the board on this.
And Harry, how about yourself? Do you think it's going to make certain types of developments easier to finance and more attractive to investors and developers?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you consider normally a developer is looking at developing a site. If it's a ground up development that they're starting from scratch, there's a lot of cost associated with the infrastructure of a site, building the foundations and actually building the structure of the building. The beauty of these schemes is that you can take an existing structure as it is today, and you're simply looking at refurbishing the internal layout of the property. So the shell is already there, the foundations are built, and it should be structurally sound. So from a developer perspective, it will make the cost of developing or refurbishing cheaper for them. I think the cost of entry will be cheaper because they're going to be buying a high street commercial entity that's maybe been vacant for a long time. So purchasing that should hopefully be at a lower point. They can add more value to it, and it's going to be a quicker and easier transition. What we're seeing as brokers now is that there are, a wave of products that are geared towards these refurbishment projects and end values. So it's almost proving to be a bit of a perfect storm for property developers and landlords, because they're going to have access to more properties at a cheaper price with a range of financial products available to them to specifically cater for these refurbishment projects. And then when the work is complete, there'll be another range of products to help take that development finance out. So I think it's going to be very attractive to investors going forward.
Thank you very much, everyone. A really nice summary there. And it sounds like permitted development rights are expected to be a significant source of work for developers coming up. So it's a really good idea for brokers and advisors to understand the details and what funding options are that are available. So thank you to the panel for that. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. And we'll see you next time on Specialist Lending Solutions Television.